That's the menu settled.
I should hope so. Wedding's only a week off. Hey, 1 week.
Well, you said that, anyone would think it was the end of the world.
I was thinking... Well, never mind.
Come on, what were you thinking?
Well, I wasn't thinking no particular. I was just thinking.
You know, there's more work in a wedding than people would imagine. Not that I expect you'd be able to appreciate that.
I dare say I shall get the opportunity to appreciate it before long.
And when might that be?
When the bills start coming in. Now then, what are we going to have? Ham?
Ham, I'll give you ham. This is a wedding, my lad, not a funeral.
Well, we had ham at Will Armitage's wedding, and very nice too.
Aye, maybe, but this happens to be our Jones' wedding. Now, just you look at this list.
What is it?
Arrangements for the wedding.
Well, I didn't think it were football fixtures. Here, what's it say here?
Choir.
Choir? Whose idea was that?
Gordon's mother's.
Oh.
We went to Dora's yesterday to choose the flowers.
Oh, flowers. Oh. I don't suppose there's much in the way of flowers this time of the year, eh?
You'd be surprised.
Go on then, surprise me.
Well, they're a bit expensive, of course.
That's no surprise.
And we had to get a few more vases, of course.
Vases? We've got plenty of vases. What about them floral pots that used to belong to my mother?
Oh, really, Jack?
Now, what's so funny about that?
Well, if you don't know, it's no use me trying to tell you. Now, do stop worrying. It only happens once.
Damn good job, too, is all I can say. Well, what else is there?
Well, there's not a great deal now. There's the photographs, of course, and I've got to remember to ask him to take the presents. Our John was very particular about that.
Well, he can send me one. I can look at it while I'm sorting the bills out.
And I've got the place names to write out and arrange where they're all going to sit. That'll be right, carry on, I can tell you. Then it looks as though we shall want someone extra to wait on, and we shall want to book another car.
Another car? What for?
What for? Because there's a lot of people coming, that's what's for.
A lot? What do you call a lot? Is it 50 or 60? We're being charged by the head, you know.
Oh, well, I can't remember now. I can't say exactly.
No, I don't expect you can. But surely you can give me some rough idea. I mean, to the nearest 100 or so.
Oh, don't be silly. There's not all that. There's just a lot.
Oh, I expect so.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go on way and count it.
Well, there's one way of looking at it. When our Billy gets married, it'll be my turn to laugh. Yeah.
What are you doing down at this time of the day?
Huh?
Well, I'm surprised to see that you down at this hour, no mistake.
Well, you've seen me now, leave me alone.
Oh, is that tea hot?
Yeah.
I could just do with a cup. I missed mine this morning through coming down here. You're not usually up at this time of the day, are you?
Yeah.
Aye, well, go on, pull the other one. Is there any post?
Yeah.
Well, where is it then?
Where's what?
The post, where is it?
There wasn't any post.
You just said there was.
Well, there wasn't. You shouldn't ask daft questions while I'm trying to concentrate. What are you doing here, any road?
I've got a couple of hours off to go and look at that house next door for Linda. What are you doing?
What's it look like?
Well, it looks as though you're doing the poos, but you never told me you was doing the poos.
There's 4 of us in it down at club. It's just my week for filling in.
Oh, I see, a sort of syndicate.
Yeah, that's right. It's a syndicate.
How much?
$50 each. Why?
Well, how about chipping me in?
Can't be done.
Well, why not? My money's as good as anybody's.
No dice.
What do you mean, little devil? That's the first time I've heard you refuse £50 off me.
Look, I've told you, it's a syndicate. I can't answer for the others.
If you don't make me sick, sitting there as smug as a pork pie, you just don't
I've told you, it's a syndicate. I just can't answer for the others.
You mean it's a blasted closed shop?
Suppose we won 2,000 quid. Well, that's 500 each, but the more there's in it, the less we get.
Oh, hard luck. Well, 500 would keep you warm for a bit, wouldn't it?
Why can't you do your own?
Well, I just can't get round to it. As a matter of fact, I can't get the hang of it. I've tried and I just can't. It's maddening, all them perms and things.
You could do penny points.
I don't want to do the penny points. I want to do something where you win a lot.
Look, it's easy. What you do...
It may be easy for some, but every time I have a bash, I just get a brain blockage, that's all. Oh, go on, give us a chance.
First it's you, and then it'll be our Linda.
Well, I won't tell anyone, and I'm willing to pay me whack.
All right, hand it over.
How much?
$50.
Here.
Right, now leave me alone, or else I've been out for none of us. Somebody's got to do Graft, Tranmere, Cowden Beath, Stenhouse Muir.
Just the shirt, Dr. Brown.
Just the shirt, Mr. Tetlock.
Have you heard from Dr. Tinsley lately?
As a matter of fact, I had a line from him in the post this morning.
Oh, did he happen to say how Mrs. Tinsley were?
No, I can't remember that he did, but I think we can safely assume she's a great deal better done in Bournemouth. People are very like plants, you know, Mr. Tetlock. Some do better in warmer climates, while tough old perennials like you and me flourish under the grey northern skies, even though we might have our little setbacks from time to time, eh? Now, how long is it since you retired, did you say?
Oh, just about 5 years.
And you've never had these dizzy spells before, eh?
No, not so as you'd notice.
I see. Would you mind raising your vest?
I have done, Doctor.
Oh, so you have. Just 1 sec. Good. Now, to stop a bit further, Mr. Tetlock, that's it. Breathe deep until I tell you to stop, yeah? That's it. And again. And so on. Good. Now we'll try the back, shall we? Just bend forward, Mr. Tetlock. Arms together, that's it. Huh? Good. Deep breaths. You managed to pass the time well enough?
Oh, aye, there's no trouble about that, Doctor.
Could see you do a lot of reading.
Aye, I do. I collect coins and all, you know.
Coins. So do I, Mr. Tetlock, when I can lay my hands on them. Now, there's just one other little thing, if you wouldn't mind sitting down at the table here and give me your hand. Right, there we are.
Gee, what might that little instrument be, Doctor?
That, Mr. Tetlock, is a sphygmomanometer.
Oh, I see, aye.
Down now.
Well, you'll find it a bit different down here, I dare say.
Oh, what do you mean, Mr. Tetlock?
Well, different from Scotland, like. You know, the hills and the heather.
Oh, it's not all hills and heather in Scotland, you know. Oh, no. As a matter of fact, the street I was born in is not a great deal different from this one.
Weren't it?
It was not. If you just relax a moment, Mr. Tetlock. And a grand street it was in some respects, if not in others. Right you are.
Is that all?
Absolutely all, Mr. Tetlock. Except that I'm going to give you a prescription which I want you to take religiously, without fail, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, then I won't have to go to the hospital then.
Did you want to go to the hospital?
Should I act just like?
Ah, that's all right then, isn't it? Now tell me this, if I give you a prescription, is there anybody who can get it for you?
Oh, I'll nip across with it myself.
No, I want you to take it easy for a day or two.
Doctor, what's up with me?
Nothing you need to worry about. Probably a bit frightening at the time, you know, but nothing to get worked up about.
Well, that's a load off my mind, any road.
Good. There we are. All the same, I want you to take it easy for a day or two, like I said, and I'll tell you what. I'd like to kind of have a little talk with you this evening. I have a lot of other customers waiting for me at the moment. Is that okay?
Yeah, right you are, Doctor.
Good.
Oh, and if you should see a little cat on the doorstep, will you let it in?
Yours?
Aye, sour smudgy.
I'll do that. See you tonight, man.
Tell you what these? What are they? Them like ales you asked me to get.
Oh, to make up the stock on that bottom right-hand shelf.
Right, 1 dozen of the best. You know, I've had a few since I've been home, but it still tastes like heaven to me.
I won't take 2 guesses at what you're talking about, but I'm quite sure it isn't business. I wish I could spend the day gossiping.
Isn't out for it? You'll have to get whip out, Mum.
Yeah, anyone would think I was a proper slave driver.
I know, it's not right.
Hey, Billy, get that crate empty.
Right, sir, the doors are right away.
Hey, steady on with them.
What we want round here is more cooperation. I'm not here today and gone tomorrow, I'm here today and gone this afternoon.
Oh, Billy, do give up. I can't worry about this.
Now, what's up? By the way, did you count how many were coming?
60.
60? Oh, that's not so bad. Only 60? Well, what you worrying about?
There's 25 of us and 35 of them.
Well, happen to a bigger family. I don't see there's what we can do about that at this stage.
Well, we're not going to let our John down like that.
Well, if there's more, and that's all there is to it.
Oh, well, that's where you're wrong. For a start, there's your cousins, Mavis and Sarah. What right have they got to stop away?
But I thought you said you weren't going to invite them.
Well, I've changed my mind. And there's your Aunt Mabel.
Aunt Mabel? You'll never get Aunt Mabel here. You remember what she said last time she came?
Oh, yes, I remember what she said. Remember what I said, too. Oh, we're saying it's time we let bygones be bygones.
Sorry, she didn't send us a Christmas card last year.
Oh, yes, she did.
Well, I didn't see it.
I set fire to it, if you must know.
Oh. Well, that's another 3. Where are t'others coming from?
We'll get them.
I tell you what, Ma, bring some of the lads in. They'll relish a free do.
Over my dead body.
It's going to take some thinking over, this is.
We're back.
Hello, love, how did you get on?
Oh, I think we did right well, don't you, Gordon?
I think we did.
Let me give you a hand with that, Lord.
Thanks, I only just made it.
Spent up, lad?
Not quite. Oh, you want to be careful. If she thinks you've any left, she'll have it off you.
That'll be enough from you, Billy Walker.
They don't like us sticking together, you know. They don't like it at all.
Gordon isn't interested. Are you, Gordon?
Oh, there's some smashing underwear in here. Come and have a deco, girl.
Stop him.
Billy Walker, stop it.
I was only giving him a preview.
Oh, you are vulgar.
I don't see what's vulgar about that.
Oh, I say.
Me going away hat. Do you like it?
Oh, I should think I do. Come on, try it on.
Do you think I should?
Yes, of course. Turn your head, Gordon. Oh. Oh, it's lovely.
What may you be laughing at?
Well, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Billy Walker. Speak to him.
Now then, now, Billy.
Oh, you're horrible. Come on, love, I've got the kettle on. You come and have a cup of tea with me. Now, don't take any notice of him.
I reckon we'd better stay where we are for a bit. You mustn't mind our Billy, you know. He means well, but it was like that.
Was it all that bad?
Well, I should say it was a bit unusual.
I've never understood what it is about women in hats.
Take it from me, lad, you never will. There's something about hats and weddings. You don't know what to do for best.
That reminds me.
Ah?
I've got to go and see Mrs. Walker about my Aunt Liz and Uncle Arthur.
Oh, what about them?
But we didn't invite them. There'd be the devil to pay if we don't. I'll just go and see her.
Hey, better give it a minute, lad. In fact, it'd be far better to give it an hour or so. Coming on top of what's already happened, I wouldn't be answerable for consequences.
Right, well,
Come on, come and sit you down, Doctor.
I have the evening surgery, so I can only wait a few minutes, but I will sit if you don't mind. Doctors do an awful lot of stair climbing, you know.
I'm sure you must do. I hope you'll not be climbing up my stairs for a while yet.
Oh, I hope not, indeed. Tell me, that your children there?
Oh, good gracious, no, them's my grandchildren. Yes, there are Beatrice's kids, a couple of fine lads they are and all.
Do you see them very often?
Aye, pretty regular. My son-in-law comes and fetches me in the car from time to time.
Ah, do they live in the country then?
Well, I wouldn't call it the country exactly. You know, it's all getting built up these days. You know, if they go on it this way, there won't be much countryside left. But mind you, it's not Coronation Street, if you know what I mean.
No, but very pleasant all the same. Have you never thought you might like to go and stay there permanently? I said, have you never...
I heard what you said, Doctor. There's nothing wrong with my ears. I suppose you're going to tell me the same as Dr. Tinsley did, that I'm getting a bit too old to live on my own. Is that it?
Oh, I wouldn't say that exactly, but... Well, no, honestly and truly, do you not think you are?
Can't say as I do.
Not even after these dizzy spells?
Why should I? You this morning said I've got nothing to worry about.
Oh, you're great. Look, I know I did, and I stick to what I said. I'm sure you've got a good few years ahead of you yet. No, it's not the physical cause of the dizziness that worries me. It's the possible effect. Makes a great deal of difference, you know, to have somebody else about the place. Has your daughter never suggested it?
Oh, she's on your side, all right. There's no doubt about that. She's always on at me.
Well, there you are, man. She worries about you.
What our Beatrice does is natter. She's a born natterer. And that's another thing, if you got me to chase about it, to give her something else to natter about. In addition to them two lads of hers, and I might tell you they're a bit of a handful. Oh, and also, I don't think that I could stand their racket day in and day out. You know, when a fella gets to my age, he wants a bit of peace and quiet.
Oh, very true. But you're not telling me the real reason why you won't go, are you?
No. No, I'm not. How did you know?
Oh, I'm just guessing. You'll be trying to tell me next that your money's buried under the floorboards and you can't bear to move it.
That's a likely tale, isn't it?
Well, why don't you tell me the real reason?
Well, the plain fact is, Doctor, that away from here, I'd be lost. Just lost. You see, I've lived in this house for 40 years, ever since I was married. I come through that door the day I was married, and I've never been out since, in a manner of speaking, if you know what I mean. And when I look through that window, I sometimes see folks passing. Folks that have been dead and gone for years. But they're all in here, you see. Now, I wouldn't see them looking through our Beatrice's window. Now, you may not think that's a very important thing, Doctor, but you know, to me, it's my life, such as it has been. Mind you, if I could write like that there Charles Dickens, I bet I could write 20 tales about this here street and this city, about all the grand times it's had, and the bad times, and the good folks that have lived here, and the other kind as well. You know, Doctor, this morning, you said that some folks are like plants. Well, you're right there. I'm like a plant myself. And that's why I can't be moved. I'm deep-rooted.
Hello, Esther, I thought I saw you coming in here. Have you heard? Heard what? They're going to demolish us. Demolish us? Yeah, you know, knock us down, clear us out. No, who's going to demolish who? The council's going to knock this street down. Oh, go on with you. No, it's true, honest. Well, what, we want to demolish a perfect good street like this for? Well, I've done it before. I mean, look at Beagle Street. Well, who told you this? Florrie Lindley. She's not one to spread idle gossip. Now, if it had been in a shop... I can't tell you who Florrie got it from, you know. Well, has anyone been round to the council? No, not to know of. Oh, well... Hey, well, what are we going to do? Nothing. In the first place, there's nothing we could do till we hear officially. In the second place, I don't believe it. Well, I hope you're right. Anyway, they're not likely to start knocking us down tonight, so I might just as well go and put the kettle on. Right. Hey, do you like this? What's that? Oh, I suppose it's all right for a holiday if the weather's warm. Bit much, isn't it? More than a bit, I'd say. You haven't thought about the holidays yet? No, can't say I have. Suppose you'll be going somewhere with Joe. Now, why should you say that? Well, why shouldn't you? Well, that'd depend, wouldn't it? On what? On a man. Then you're not. Right, first time. You've been to Scarborough? Yeah, I went once when I was a kid. Hey, why? Is that where you're going? Oh, I've thought about it. You'd like Scarborough? Well, you look as if you could do with a change. Is everything all right at work? Oh, we had a bit of a shock this afternoon, as a matter of fact. Father of one of my girls came in. Her fiancé had been killed in a road accident this morning. Oh, poor kid. Asked me if I'd tell her. Couldn't bring himself to do it. Well, it's not fair. Why should you do all these rotten jobs? Why don't they do their own dirty work? I don't see why I shouldn't. Somebody has to. So I suppose it's easier when you're not involved. She'd take it bad too, wouldn't she? She did. You know, it's not easy to feel with someone, even if you feel for them, but I could feel something of what that kid was going through as if it was happening to me. You know, that awful emptiness in your tummy. Ah, well, she's young. She'll get over it. Yeah, we have to, don't we? But 18 years ago, I was young and it happened to me. Oh, I suppose I've got over it too, but nothing's ever been quite the same. Oh, I'm sorry, Esther. I didn't know. Not many people did. We weren't even engaged or anything. He was killed in the war. He worked in a bank. Had a good job to come back to. Oh, he looks nice. We were going to live out of town. When he was on leave, we used to walk for miles looking at houses. Still feel queer when I pass any of those houses. Oh, I'm sorry, Esther. Oh, it's all in the past. But it doesn't seem all that long ago. Joe coming round tonight? No, not if he knows what's good for me, isn't. What? Well, you may as well know, Esther, because you're bound to find out sooner or later. Looks as if we've packed it in. Oh, well, I thought you'd be pleased. Well, are you pleased? Well, I don't know that I'm pleased, but I'm thankful I found out in time anyway. We had a right set to last week. It all started in the chip shop with me just kidding him along and... Well, you know how these things go on. Well, what was this all about? The holidays. He wanted me to go on a foursome. Know what's at the back of his mind. I don't see anything wrong in that. Oh, no, it all starts right as rain, and then they start making suggestions. And if you don't fall in, you're a spoiled sport, spoiling everybody else's holiday. Well, I'm not wasting my money for that. Oh, and on top of everything, we met that Doreen in the chip shop. And she and Joe making cod eyes at each other with me and Billy Walker just standing there. Oh. I had enough of that with Malcolm Wilkinson. You're sure you didn't imagine it? I mean, after Malcolm, you're bound to be extra sensitive about things. Doesn't sound like Joe to me. Well, I tell you, it wouldn't worry me if I never saw another man.
You know, if I hadn't seen you get it out of the bottle, I'd never have believed you. It's a bit of a letdown after all.
I know, I said just the same when I had my first vodka. Still, it grows on you. Come on, let me top it up for you. You might as well sample it proper. You can't give expert advice, you know, on a couple of sips. Well, skull, or whatever it is they say.
Skull's Swedish.
Oh, is it? Well, I knew it was somewhat outlandish. Ah, well, it all comes to the same intent. Bottoms up.
Hey, what are you two up to?
Minding our own business, eh, Gordon?
You better watch it, haven't you?
Ah, he's getting run in. We'll get a bit of expert instruction.
Oh, well, it's a good job the bar's empty. Otherwise, they'll not think you're making a profit. Where they all got to, anyway?
Oh, they'll be round. You won't be able to move in here at 8 o'clock. Now, let's see what else we've got.
Hey, our Joan just spoke to me.
Then it's more than you deserve.
Aye, I'm back in favour again, and she's back in charge. You better watch out. She'll be around with the orders in a minute now.
Here, have you ever tried this,
Well, I
lad?
don't remember having tried it.
If you had tried it, you'd remember it, I can tell you. There, now suck that up.
This is good.
He's catching on fast, isn't he, Dad? Here you go. What about a drop from here?
You draw yourself half a pint and make the most of it.
Half a pint?
Come on, let me fill it up for you. I thought you said you liked it.
Oh, I do, but I don't want to get a hangover, you see. I've seen some other fellas with hangovers, and they didn't seem very pleased about it either. At college.
Do you mean to tell me you've never had hangover?
No, I can't say I have.
Is that so? Well, there's always a first time. I can tell you, lad, there's no to it. Here today and gone tomorrow, as the saying is.
Well, I suppose all the moans and groans are a sort of ritual, are they?
Oh, that's it. Oh, by the way, you might ask your future mother-in-law what she's done with them new table mats, will you?
Table mats, right,
yeah. You can leave that here, it won't run away.
Right.
What are you up to? Anyone would think you were trying to get him drunk.
You mind your own business.
Oh, well. Think I'll go to pictures. Feel like coming?
Not tonight, love, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
I'll go. I want cheering up. Do you know what's on?
Oh, there's a paper there.
Oh. Oh, I've seen that one for a start.
Where did Joe want you to go on this holiday?
Holiday camp. Same place that I went to last year. Quite nice, only I didn't tell him that.
Why don't you try it, just for a week?
Listen, you've changed your opinion since a few days ago, haven't you?
Yes, I suppose I have. I don't claim to be right all the time, you know.
Well, you were right. At least as far as Joe was concerned, you were right.
Well, that's just it. I'm not sure that I was. And it was me put the idea into your head.
If anybody was getting ideas, it was him.
Not very sure about it, are you?
Of course I'm sure. Anyway, what about that Doreen?
Oh, well, you know, Doreen, it could have been all her doing.
If you asked me, it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Oh, look, why don't we just stop it, Esther?
Listen, if we drop it, it might be too late.
Too late for what?
Well, he won't wait forever, you know.
Well, who said I wanted him to wait? Anyway, it's no skin off my nose. Plenty more fish in the sea.
Well, there. I must have been fishing in the wrong place, then.
Oh, Esther.
Or maybe I was just too particular. I suppose nobody could have measured up to what I expected, not even Jack if he'd lived. They say it's always different from what you imagine. That's just about all I've had, imagination.
Oh, well. Don't go upsetting yourself over me.
I'm not upsetting.
Oh, yes, you are. Anybody'd think it was you that was happening to, not me.
Well, you're not being fair to the lad.
Oh, I wish I'd gone to the pictures.
Listen, running away to the pictures won't cure anything. I've tried it. Sooner or later, you've got to face up to things. You like Joe, don't you?
What difference does it make?
All the difference in the world.
Oh, look at my face.
Looks much better to me. Not so hard as it was a few minutes ago.
Hey, I'm not hard, Esther. Really, I'm not.
I wouldn't have taken the trouble if I thought you were.
Hey, who's that?
Oh, it could be Ida. She promised to bring me a pattern round.
Hey, well, try not to let her in if you can help it.
I'll shut the door behind me, that's all right. It's Joe. He came to ask if you were here, so don't think he came to see me.
Well, I suppose you'd better sit down.
I'll go and make some fresh tea.
Well, what have you got to say for yourself, then?
Well, it was about the other night.
Well, I think the least said about that, the better, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon you're right.
Who's that chap with Jack Walker?
Oh, that's his future son-in-law.
They aren't half knocking it back. She's marrying a right boozer there, you take it from me.
Cheek of a dozen she's got.
Who's that, Ina?
Who's that? Oh, Vera, that's who it is. Parking young Colin on me tomorrow morning, but that's so much as a will you. 11 last birthday and as crafty as a cartload of monkeys. I told her last time, I said, he's not coming in my vestry again, you know. But there's some folks as you can't tell, and she's one of them. He's the devil incarnate, that lad, but I'll have his horns if he starts any of his monkey tricks with me, and my name's not Ina Sharples.
How do you feel, lad?
Oh, I feel very good, as a matter of fact.
You're not worried about having hangover?
Oh, I don't think so. It doesn't seem to affect me much somehow. In fact, I didn't feel any difference at all till these last 2 drinks. Does it affect you the same way?
Oh, pretty much the same, pretty much the same. Water on a duck's back, you know.
That's right. God, look at the time. I must get off to the shops before they shut.
Ah, well, call in any time you're passing, won't you? Well, I'm blowed.
No, you won't be anyway. That's nice, isn't it? Jack Walker? You're drunk.
Please make a special note that Coronation Street will be on Mondays and Wednesdays from now on, and at 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock. So the next episode will be this coming Monday at 7:30.